The wait is finally over as one of rugby's most anticipated tours begins, with the All Blacks returning to South Africa for the first time in 3 decades to launch the inaugural Rugby's Greatest Rivalry series. Their opening challenge comes against the Stormers at the iconic DHL Stadium in Cape Town, a match that is far more significant than a typical tour fixture. For new head coach Dave Rennie, this is an opportunity to continue building momentum after an impressive start in charge. The All Blacks have already collected victories over France, Italy, and Ireland during the Nations Championship, but this encounter presents an entirely different test. South African teams are known for their physicality, tactical discipline, and relentless forward play, making this game a valuable opportunity for Rennie and his coaching staff to evaluate combinations before the highly anticipated test matches against the Springboks. Although many fans naturally view the upcoming clashes with South Africa as the biggest challenge of the tour, nobody inside the All Blacks camp is underestimating what the Stormers can bring. Even without several international stars, the Cape Town side has selected a competitive squad filled with experienced campaigners and exciting young talent eager to prove themselves on one of rugby's biggest stages. That balance of experience and youthful energy makes this fixture especially intriguing because every player has something to fight for. For the Stormers, it is the chance to create history by defeating one of rugby's most famous teams, while for the visitors, it is about confirming that the progress shown under Dave Rennie is genuine. One of the biggest talking points before kickoff is the battle in the forward pack. The Stormers have developed a reputation for combining attractive attacking rugby with a brutally effective set piece. Their scrum and line-out were among the strongest in the United Rugby Championship last season, and those strengths remain central to their identity. Even with a few key absentees, players like Neithling Fouché, Vernon Matango, Nthuko Mchunu, and Sazi Sandy provide serious power in the front row. Their ability to dominate collisions and force penalties could become one of the defining factors in the match. The All Blacks are fully aware of that challenge. Veteran playmaker Beauden Barrett has openly acknowledged the importance of matching the Stormers physically, explaining that achieving parity up front will be essential if New Zealand wants to control the game. Those comments highlight exactly where this contest could be decided. Modern rugby often rewards the team that wins the physical battle first, creating opportunities for the backs to attack with confidence. If the Stormers can establish dominance in the scrum or slow down possession at the breakdown, they will believe they have every chance of staying in the contest. On the other hand, if the All Blacks secure quick ball and maintain tempo, their attacking talent becomes extremely difficult to contain. That makes this much more than a battle of tactics. It is a contest of styles between South African forward power and New Zealand's fast, creative approach. Another fascinating storyline is the return of Beauden Barrett to the starting lineup. The experienced fly half makes his first start of the year after missing the opening 3 tests, and despite his remarkable career achievements, he has admitted that managing emotions will be important. After spending several weeks away from competitive action, there is naturally excitement about returning to the field, but Barrett understands that patience and smart decision-making will be just as valuable as individual brilliance. Throughout his career, he has built a reputation as one of rugby's greatest playmakers, using vision, tactical kicking, and calm leadership to influence the biggest matches. While he may not possess exactly the same pace that made him one of the sport's most explosive players during his younger years, his experience and rugby intelligence remain world-class assets for the All Blacks. Across the field stands one of the most exciting young talents in South African rugby, Yaqeen Ahmed. The 20-year-old fly half has earned the opportunity to make his Stormers debut after helping the junior Springboks defend their World Rugby Under-20 Championship title. Many observers believe he represents the future of South African rugby, and remarkably, even Beauden Barrett has spoken positively about the youngster's potential. That creates a compelling master versus apprentice storyline. On one side is a two-time World Rugby Player of the Year with countless international achievements, while on the other is a fearless young playmaker beginning what many hope will become an outstanding professional career. Their direct battle could produce some of the most memorable moments of the evening. Of course, rugby is never decided by one player alone, and both teams feature individuals eager to seize this opportunity. For the Stormers, experienced loose forward Deon Fourie returns from injury in what promises to be an emotional occasion. Approaching his 40th birthday, Fourie continues to demonstrate incredible determination and professionalism. His performances during the 2023 Rugby World Cup showed exactly why he remains so highly respected, particularly at the breakdown where his work rate and defensive intensity regularly frustrate opponents. The chance to face the All Blacks while representing the club where he has spent much of his career clearly means a great deal to him, and his leadership could inspire the home side throughout the evening. Captain Ruan Nel will also play a crucial role. Known by many rugby fans for his success in sevens before establishing himself in the 15-a-side game, Nel has become one of the defensive leaders within the Stormers setup. Organizing the defensive line against an attack featuring players like Rico Ione, Anton Lienert-Brown, and Beauden Barrett will require concentration for the full 80 minutes. Another player attracting plenty of attention is hooker Andre Hugo Venter, who has been released to represent the Stormers despite his international involvement. Facing one of rugby's strongest nations provides him with an outstanding opportunity to demonstrate that he belongs at the highest level. Meanwhile, inside the All Blacks camp, several players are competing not only to win this match but also to strengthen their chances of selection for the upcoming tests against the Springboks. With Cody Taylor unavailable because of injury, both Samisoni Takiaho and Asafo Omua know that strong performances could significantly influence the coach's decisions moving forward. The battle for places extends throughout the squad. Rico Ione returns with an important opportunity after missing the nation's championship matches. Once a regular starter in midfield, he has been selected on the wing for this fixture, giving him another chance to remind everyone of his pace, finishing ability, and attacking instincts. Back row forward Ethan Blackadder is another player with plenty to prove after overcoming injury setbacks. His determination and physical style have always been highly valued, and another impressive performance could quickly move him back into serious test contention. Dave Rennie has spoken openly about wanting these matches to provide answers, and that is perhaps the most interesting aspect of this entire tour opener. Winning is naturally important, but equally valuable is discovering which players thrive under pressure against quality opposition. The coaching staff will be watching every scrum, every lineout, every tackle, and every decision because these details often shape selection choices for much bigger matches later in the tour. Another interesting discussion during the week involved Dave Rennie's reflections on South African teams no longer competing in Super Rugby. He acknowledged how special those contests used to be while also understanding why South African franchises eventually moved north to compete in European competitions. His comments highlighted the respect that continues to exist between these rugby nations despite changing competitions and schedules. That respect adds another layer to what is already a historic occasion. This match represents the first ever meeting between the Stormers and the All Blacks, creating a brand new chapter in rugby history. Both teams understand the significance of the moment, and the atmosphere inside Cape Town is expected to reflect that excitement. From the opening whistle, Intensity should be high as the home crowd looks to inspire the Stormers against one of the sport's most famous teams. While the Stormers possess enough quality to remain competitive through strong scrummaging, determined defense, and dangerous attacking players like Warwick Gellant, Evan Roos, and Yaqeen Ahmed, the overall depth available to the All Blacks may ultimately prove decisive. Their bench includes experienced impact players capable of maintaining the intensity deep into the second half, an area where New Zealand sides have traditionally excelled. If the contest remains close entering the final quarter, fresh legs and superior squad depth could gradually shift momentum in favor of the visitors. That is why many observers believe the first half may be fiercely contested before the All Blacks begin to create separation as fatigue appears. Whatever the final score, this fixture promises to deliver valuable lessons for both teams. The Stormers have the chance to measure themselves against one of rugby's greatest international sides, while the All Blacks can continue refining combinations before the biggest challenges of the tour arrive. Fans around the world will be watching closely to see whether Dave Rennie's unbeaten start continues, whether Beauden Barrett can produce another masterclass on his return, and whether rising stars like Yaqeen Ahmed announce themselves on one of rugby's biggest stages. With history waiting to be written, anticipation at its highest, and two proud rugby teams ready to